Hey, Spectrum or Doom Alliance, it's me, Speckle Center, coming to finish this video. I just wanted to say that this is my Popcross Community Redraw, plus another creature I designed, and because I was wanting to keep all the creatures in my base first even. Well, without further ado, let's roll intro, let's go into this video, and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Well, that was very interesting. Yeah, it's me, Karma. I just got back from talking to my father. He also gave me this journal that he found. It's a very old and ragged journal. He said he found it in some ruins that he never visited. And it's barely been a few 100,000 years since he took power over this universe from the last overseer. From what he said, and it turns out this journal is from a civilian. Is from a well, it's from a it's hard to put it words, but basically a civilization of very advanced people, but it's now in ruins due to so many creatures that the past overseer made. Most of them are extinct, but these motherfuckers are still alive. That's what I'm going over today, and due to it being weirdly documented, I'm going over in that format. This first one, he talked about the mouth shape and what is so interesting about it. And funny enough, these things are still found around today, and some of their pelts and skins and hides are still used for weaponry. Trust me when I say it's not a fun creature. He still uses this things I do. Creature name: Grimclaw-tailed reapers. Common name: Grimclaw reapers. Close-up of the head is the mouths of these creatures can flower open, and when it does flower open, it opens into 4 sections. They have a beak-like mouth. It is a dark orange color. They also have a spot and 2 horns that are both dark red in color. Their teeth are that of an alligator and crocodile, and the fact that they can be seen on the outside of the mouths. They have dark gray eyes that are very sensitive to light, like they will burst into flames if in contact with light for long enough. And if killed, these things, their beak-like mouths are harvested to make things. They're very similar to sword breakers. The reason for this is because their mouths are very tough and hard. And trust me, that one I went looking for the creatures, and those motherfuckers are very durable in the mouths. Now, this next bit was a little bit harder to find because a lot of it was scratched out. And I finally, using some techniques and magic, I have finally re-evaluated all of it. And trust me, these things are very horrifying looking. Ugly motherfuckers. It says it took him 24 days to get everything he got from the actual about the body, and took him 10, according to this, it took him 10 days to get everything about the mouth. Now that was nasty. The resting habits, though, took a little longer, somewhere between those two. Actually, a little bit above. But anyways, this next creature, well, not creature, but the full body is that is movement, as in the wild. These things are, it says, now for when these things are in the wild, these things are omni-random hunters, meaning that they hunt at random times of the day or night, and they hunt at complete random. Their hide has very tough scales that are used to make armor, which is still true for today. They have the ability to cancel out magic from any living organism, creature they hunt. That's supposed to mean not organism, it's supposed to be organic creature they hunt. This guy must have accidentally wrote that. They have some draconic ancestry due to those thick skin scales. And I've done my own research, and yes, this is true. There are also ambush predators, which is what they get when they're sleeping, and what they're about to say next. They usually hunt in very shady spots during the day because they don't want their own eyes to burn up and blow up. They're also very rare and hard to find due to that. Weapons and armor made from them are very expensive, which is freaking true for modern day. It's even more expensive. I managed to procure a full set of the stuff and a sword made out of their mouth and one of their scythes. Now that was a fun one. Now these creatures can also grow up to have a 5-foot long body, but with two 10-foot long tails. One ends in a scythe-like bone protrusion, and the other ends in claws like their feet. Their scythe-ended tails are the most expensive and rare weapon you can get from one of these creatures. Their feet claws give them the ability to climb anything, like a chameleon's foot. By like a chameleon's foot, I'm pretty sure he's referring to that's what they're like. And I've seen one of these things and hunted and killed it myself, and I can say without a doubt that this is true. That's actually how I managed to procure that set of armor. People actually tried stealing it from me a few times. I knocked them all out though. Now for the last bit of information on this one before I get to the next one in this Reaper's book. It's a pretty long book. It goes over all the Reaper creatures in this world. It's really interesting. Some very old ones. Oh, that's a weird one. Talk about this one later. When it says this, it says when these things sleep, which is rare due to them being omni-random hunters, they dig underground and lay there. They will use their tails to cover themselves. They hold their breath while they sleep, pretty much like a whale going for a dive, from what I've seen. They place the ends of the tails above ground so that they can catch something as they sleep, and will eat it when they next wake up. Now, trust me, I know this is all true, and from what I can tell, they do this as a sort of thing, as a way to get more food, because these things, their metabolism is that of a Wendigos. Very fast, in other words. And according to this, it took them 25 days to get all the information about the sleeping habits of these things. So, yeah. Now, those 3 drawings were my submissions, and Popcross said we needed a picture of its head up close, a picture of it at rest, and a picture of it in movement. So that's what I did. And now this next one is a random creature I got an idea for while creating them. So now let's just roll on into that one. Okay, now this one is... Nope, not going over that one. That one's a little horrifying. I'm going to mentally prepare myself for that one, especially reading over it a few times. So I'm not horrified of it, because that's like, oh, that's gruesome. Okay, now here's one that's pretty interesting. According to this, it's called the Scorpion Reapers or Scorpio Reapers. These things pretty much look like your average scorpion. And for the record, I'm abbreviating. According to this, these things look like your average scorpion, but here's the thing. Similar to how the Grim-Claw-tailed Reapers or Grim-Claw Reapers have the scythe-like end to their tail, these things also have a scythe-like end to their tail, hence the name Reapers. Now that's interesting. But they also just don't have it at the end of their tail or their stinger They also have it on their claws. And unlike your average scorpion, these things are actually massive. These things have... Holy motherfucker, that's huge. In the wild, these things are utterly massive, with stretching out with a 10-foot long tail and an 8-foot long body. So yeah, pretty freaking huge. Although they only have 4 legs, but they can also use their 4 front claws as extra legs to help move faster. But they can still move pretty fast even when they're only using their 4 back legs. And they can actually lift up their front and actually look like something like a weird, monstrous, nightmarish centaur. And that's literally what he quoted here. And also, nightmarish centaurs are freaking ugly and monstrous creatures. Never heard of those motherfuckers. Well, anyways, these Reapers' venom is one of the most potent of all of the Reapers. All Reapers have a venom of sorts, except for the Grim Claw Reapers. They are the only Reapers known to not have that ability. That's interesting. Now, at rest, these things do dig underground, but they're not ambush predators. They prefer to be actually on the hunt. Now, that's interesting. And Reapers all have our omni-random hunters. Now, that's interesting. Although these have red spots on them, they also reddish tinted claws, and these things are also used to make small short swords or daggers if they're small enough, and possibly long swords if we can collect all their claws. Now that's interesting. And that's where that one ended. Okay, see y'all next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video because that's all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe to Adrian on Spark Stream or D1 Science. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.